and medium, who can assist you to connect the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all possible experience and knowledge. For the next 2.5 hours, listen and call in toll free 866-9-SARAHs. That's 866-972-7247. And watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube and share love and light.
Indeed. There is a light right here on VCMG, the oldie station, and we're answering your questions all across the nation at 866-972-7247. Now tonight, we're going to cover something that most people don't want to look at. How are you blocking yourself and self-sabotaging? You heard me right. How are you self-sabotaging and creating resistance in the things that you don't want in your life. You see, each one of us, part of the human condition, has a concept of who we are. And some of who we are, what we believe to be ourselves, has been limited by beliefs that have been projected onto us, experiences that have caused us to close up, shut down, create resistance within ourselves. And suddenly we don't feel as if we can do what we want to do. But we have dreams. So we have ideas. And we get those bits of momentum, those bursts of what we want to do. You want to start a business. You want to get a new career. You want a partner in life. So you may say to me, but Sarah, I'm not sabotaging myself. It's just not working out. Well, how do you know you're not sabotaging yourself? How do you know that you're not putting out your energy and your thoughts in the wrong places with the wrong people? That you're not putting together a plan, but really setting yourself up for failure? A lot of people who have their insecurities running the show beneath the surface, kind of like the undertow of the ocean. Have you ever been out in the ocean? I remember the days in New York, Jones Beach. There's a pretty big undertow there. And we would go out into the water, and you'd stand up to your ankles. It was fine. You get a little bit mid-calf, and you're thinking, wow, and the waves are hitting you, and you're just feeling the flow. I remember getting up early when I was in college and driving down to the beach. And from where I lived, it was quite a ride. I was in northern New York, so I had to go all the way out to Long Island. And so we would make the drive. We would be there at like 6:30, 7 in the morning before the beach got crowded. And now it's morning. The sun is beating down. And the ocean waves are crashing. And I'd be standing there with my friends. And all of a sudden, unbeknownst to me, this wave would come from out of nowhere that didn't even seem like it was that big at all. And it would just flip me. And there was that moment under the water, and any of you have ever been caught by a wave and a bit of an undertow, you're being thrust around in the wave, and you can't breathe for that minute. It's kind of scary for a moment, because for that moment, you don't have any control. And then you come gasping up for air, and sometimes you're a little scratched from the sand. And there's sand everywhere. In places you didn't know it was possible to have sand. You have sand. And you were just tossed about. Now, there was a part of that that was fun. It was like, wow, that was a rush. Well, there was a part of that that was scary. So doing things for ourselves, for those of us who are navigating our own personal insecurities and things that disrupt us and beliefs that go against what we desire, are like the undertow. You head out in the right direction, and then things come in and pull you down. And you think, oh, it's not meant to be. If I had $1 for every time someone said, it didn't come together, Sarah, so it just isn't meant to be. I'm like, no. It's written in your soul. It's written in your story of the universe, but your human story is creating resistance and contradicting what you want to create. You're picking the wrong people to build your team for your business. You're attracting partners that you have to rescue. People that are not supporting you, that are not on your side. You're telling your ideas to people who don't believe in you. Therefore, in their conversations with you, they're hooking in. They are burrowing deep inside of you and touching the nerve, that nerve of your insecurity, and thus disrupting you and causing you to second guess your idea. And so you kind of back off, or you really stop trying. You try, but you don't try. You give, but you don't give. You do, but you don't do. You aren't really active. Earlier today, I was on the phone with someone, and we were talking about people and their businesses and starting businesses. And we were talking about how it's important that even though you're not ready to start your business today, or do something that you're planning completely today, every day you should be doing something towards that goal. Whether it's learning a new skill set, whether it's growing, whether it's planning a logo, a business card, designing what your web page might look at like. Even if you don't know how to do your web page, you need to know what you want it to look like. You need to know what do you want it to say, what's your content. There are ways that we show the universe that we're ready. And here's the key to a lot of this. Tell no one. You see, I know people who talk to people that they want their approval. So they will share with them something that they're doing, hoping that this person they're sitting across from is going to view them differently than they do already. So they're hoping to impress them or get another response from them than they've gotten in the past. So they figure when they get this great idea and they're putting it into action, wait till I tell so-and-so, they'll see that I really know what I'm doing, or that I'm intelligent, or that I'm capable, or that I'm worth their attention. Well, that's the worst person to tell, because that person is already looking at the glass half empty, particularly where it comes to you, and they're literally waiting for you to say something that they could shoot a hole in it. So why would you tell that person? Why would you tell someone like that? I had a conversation with a client the other day, and she was talking to me about mending a fence with someone. She felt it was time to mend the fence. And the story between her and this other person was very complicated. And it was an aunt removed, so it wasn't a very close family member. And the aunt wasn't talking to her and got all upset over something. And she had spoken her truth. So she decided that she was going to apologize to the aunt. Now, you know, in the middle of the reading, I'm leaning in like, oh, this is going to be good. Because Spirit's like, ruh-roh, this isn't going to be pretty, right? So she's telling me this story. And in my head, I am hearing Spirit say, she shouldn't have done that. But of course, I can't interject yet. It's not my time to talk. And so she goes off and says, I called her and I said, you know, I want to apologize for our last conversation. I really hope we can put it behind us, and blah, blah, blah. Well, she got the complete opposite reaction from her aunt. Her aunt decided that this was reopening the wound, causing havoc, and just went off on her. And the girl was just beside herself. And then the aunt hung up on her. So, you know that saying my grandmother used to say, let sleeping dogs lie? She should have let that dog lie. So when my client's done telling me the story, I looked at her and I said, what were you hoping to accomplish? And I put my finger up. I was like, wait, before you answer, let me tell you what Spirit says you were hoping to accomplish. You were hoping by your apologizing, she would apologize for her rude behavior. So you had an agenda of sorts that you wanted to elicit a certain response from her so that you could make peace, but you wouldn't feel so badly over the fact that she was mad at you. But instead, you got the opposite. You re-agitated her. She's even more frustrated and angry, and she shows you her true colors, and literally, she's not a vibrational match for you, so why are you bothering? And the woman, the girl, sat across from me and she said, you know, you're right. She said, I was really looking for her to apologize. I said, so if you're looking for her to apologize, why are you apologizing? Why are you mending fences with someone who, over these past 2.5 years, had no desire to communicate with you and connect with you in any way, shape, or form? Why is that? And she said, because I wanted her approval and I wanted her to be back on my side. And I looked at her and I said, but she was never on your side for the beginning. Do you understand that? Just because she was your aunt doesn't mean that she's really got your back, that she's really part of your tribe. She's part of your soul family of people who are part of the dynamic of your human heritage, but she's not of the soul family of your evolution. She's not meant, she's just a person, a stone on the path of the journey of your soul's evolution. She's not the be all end all. And why are you allowing the other person's opinion to define you? And why do you need their approval when you believe and know in your heart that you were right and truthful in what you had said in the beginning? So why in some way are you backpedaling? Now that's a mouthful. And I use this story because many of us, all of us, have done something like this, have we not? Have we not put ourselves in a position to do or say something hoping we'd elicit a certain response from someone? Even when we say, I love you. Sometimes people say, I love you because they're expecting to hear the other person say, I love you back. Don't say or do something with the intention that someone else is going to reciprocate in the exact way that you are presenting it. Because you're asking people to be you and no one is you. You're asking people to interpret things the same way as you do. And you're coming from your place of need as opposed to your authenticity. When you're walking the path of you, creating within you, and focus on what you desire, and you are co-creating with the divine, you have an air about you. There's a confidence. There's a structure to how you process things. And there's an understanding that you are not above anyone else. You too are growing, but you're on a journey and a path, and you have a knowing that what you're doing and saying is in alignment with where you are, not where everybody else is, where you are at this moment. And where you are at this moment is in this journey of transformation. Where you are at this moment is this fabulous opportunity to shine and to be the you you're discovering, knowing that you too have learning path as well, and that you are not always going to be above reproach by any means, but that you're being true to yourself. And that means true to your own accountability, true to your own choices, true to your own divine self, and true to the God that you serve. And when you realize that even though we may walk with friends and family and people who are kind of our cheerleaders, we walk alone. I know you don't want to hear that. But a lot of the sabotage comes from your inner voice that says you can't do it, because of your past history of what you haven't accomplished or failed at before, be it a past relationship, bad friendships, fallouts at your work, thus hindering your growth in your career, your financial choices that have, well, left you a little bit on the other side, like, okay, that wasn't one of my best choices. You're looking at that tape about the past experiences, and each one is meant to serve you, these experiences, or each one has a nugget of information of things that you can choose to adjust when you attempt to do the next venture, the next opportunity of friendships, career moves, and creating love. How many people I talk to say, I don't know, I guess love isn't in my cards. And then they laugh and say, do you see it in the cards, Sarah Spiritual? I'm like, well, it doesn't matter if I see it. It matters if you see it. Do you want to see love in your life? Or are you just holding on to the story, how everyone that you attracted has been a disappointment, hasn't loved you, hasn't supported you, hasn't been there for you, wasn't honest with you, left you just when I needed you most, right? I hear that song in my head. And you left me just when I needed you most, right? Just when I needed you most. How many times has that happened to all of us? Or did they leave us because they weren't meant to be there when you picked yourself up for your victory dance? See, we always look at things half empty when they're not going the way we think they should. But the flip side of that, and there is a flip side, the universe is like, take them out. Take the person, get them out, get them out of the story. This human is holding on to this person in their story or this situation, and they're sabotaging what we have for them. How many times has someone invited you somewhere and you're like, I don't feel like going out. I don't want to. I don't think I can do that. No, I don't feel like getting dressed up. I don't feel like putting my makeup on. I don't want to go. Sometimes people ask me to do something, even for work. They say, hey, would you go do this event? Go do this, right? And we talk about it. I'm like, oh, you want me to go do that? They're like, all right, I'm coming. I'm going. You know, I tell myself, time to put on your little chickie shoes and let's go. Let's put on the boogie shoes and make it happen. But yes, there's a part of us inside that's like, oh, do I really want to do that? And that doesn't mean you can't say no. But you have to know why you're saying no. Are you saying no because you have something better to do? Or you just want your life to be the same old, so you could just say, well, I don't have a boyfriend or girlfriend. Well, unless you're planning on dating the Amazon person or the UPS driver or the FedEx driver, you don't have much luck if you're sitting on your couch eating popcorn. Where are you going? Aren't you sabotaging your romantic life? You are. You're sabotaging what you say you want. You're preventing yourself from getting there by your actions. Don't we like to judge other people by their words matching their actions? They should align. They should be similar. And then they go, oh, they're telling me one thing, but they're doing another. Well, you have to look in the mirror. We all have to look in the mirror and say, how are we sabotaging ourselves? How are we not really being truthful to ourselves? And how are we overthinking things? How's it going to happen? Tell me when. What's the time? Where am I going to be when I meet this person? It's not about that. You're wasting your energy. Everything in this divine universe is organically birthed. And we as humans want to micromanage and plan every little detail. It's not about that. It's really about stepping into your own authenticity. It's really about being truthful with yourself. It's really about being in the flow and the harmony. And when that whisper comes, and it's going to come, I promise you, that says, I don't know, I don't think you can do it. There's no way out. You're trapped. You'll never get out of this relationship, or you're never going to find anyone, or look at all your bills, look at all the credit cards. You're never going to pay them. You're never going to get out of debt. Yes, you will. Yes, you can. Tell the universe you need assistance. Command the energy. Ask for them to put the right people in your path. Have them show you the way. We want them to show you the way. We want your angels and your guides to assist you along the journey. We are never, never alone. And each one of us has an opportunity for transformation. And all of us has the opportunity to share communication with each other. But we want to be sure we're sharing with the people who are going to be supportive. And in the incubation period, it's you and God. It's you and the angels. It's you and your guides. It's you and your grandma on the other side, cultivating the plan, tending to the garden, nurturing the feelings, and you having that talk with self and says, come on, self, I need you to have a sit down with me because I know you're feeling afraid and worried that the past is going to determine the future, but I am here to define the future, and you and I are going to make the changes necessary because we can and we will, and we are supported and we are worthy of what we want. And most important, everyone, remember, you are enough. You are good enough. Well, we welcome your phone calls here tonight at 866-972-7247. We're going to open up all the phone lines. If you're driving in your car and you're listening, this is Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. If you're watching us on Facebook and YouTube, share the page, share the light, share the love. And we encourage you to leave your comments in the Facebook feed and the YouTube feed. We welcome your calls here. So please, 866-972-7247. Stay with us, everyone. We're going to be right back.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
The Beach Boys, live in concert. Saturday, October 21st at Pompano Beach Amphitheater. Tickets on sale now at AXS.com.
Join us for Moments of Scripture, hosted by Jan Coleman every Sunday morning from 6 to 6:30 a.m. We will read the Bible, pray, and offer blessings to all who listen in the name of our Lord and Savior. Moments of Scripture, every Sunday at 6 a.m.
Oh, hi, neighbor.
So today's your big move.
Yes, and I'm really nervous. Last time my movers never showed up.
But didn't you hire 2 men and a truck?
Yes, this time.
Then you can relax. 2 men and a truck moved our home. They moved my business. They were great. They helped us pack and gave us free box delivery.
Look, here they are.
Right on time. There, 2 men and a truck. Find them at 2menpalmbeach.com and 2mentreasurecoast.com.
Imagine buying a pair of sneakers and getting a soothing, gentle foot massage like you'd get during a relaxing pedicure just by walking. Skechers' new Massage Fit sneakers. Because Skechers, the comfort technology company, has designed a unique innovation that makes it feel like you're pampering your feet with a gentle massage in every step. The secret is Skechers' new patented wave technology on the sole that gently massages your feet while you're walking around. Find them for men and women at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
Whether you own a local business or a global one, you know that these days, generating growth is a challenge. By teaming with Bank of America, you'll not just stay ahead of the curve, you'll move it. With access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful, you'll make every move matter, locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright 2023 Bank of America, N.A.
WWNN Pompano Beach, WIRK HD3 Indiantown. Programming paid for by Vic Canales Media Group. Broadcasting from the Robes Studio. Injured recently? Call the Robes Law Group, where winning is a habit. 561-570-5700. 561-570-5700. Robes, winning for you and our community. Your home for the True Oldies channel.
Are you already dreaming of your next vacation getaway? Well, True Oldies 95.9 and 106.9 wants to send you cruising on Margaritaville at Sea. Check out a 3-day, 2-night cruise to the Bahamas with delicious island-inspired cuisine, plus amazing live entertainment, spectacular ocean breezes, and so much more. Margaritaville at Sea is there for you. Cruises at margaritavillasea.com start at only $99 for 2 guests. And you could be the next lucky winner with True Oldies 95.9 and 106.9. All you got to do is register today at TrueOldiesFLA.com and listen weekdays at 5 p.m. for your chance to win.
To celebrate all my special occasions, Cafe Chardonnay is the place that I choose. But I'll let you in on a little secret. Dining at Cafe Chardonnay turns any ordinary evening into a special occasion. For over 30 years, owners Frank and Gigi have created a restaurant with a unique atmosphere, elegant yet warm and friendly. Cafe Chardonnay features today's freshest local farm produce and seafood just caught from the ocean. Cafe Chardonnay partners with nearby farmers, ranchers, and fishermen to provide the highest quality ingredients. And Chef Frank's talent combines these fresh ingredients to create delicious, novel, exciting dishes.
Make every evening a celebration at Cafe Chardonnay, located in Palm Beach Gardens on the corner of PGA Boulevard and Military Trail. Call 561-627-2662. 561-627-2662. Online at cafechardonnay.com.
And be sure to enjoy a glass of wine from Cafe Chardonnay's legendary wine cellar.
Join us for Moments of Scripture, hosted by Jan Coleman every Sunday morning from 6 to 6:30 a.m. We will read the Bible, pray, and offer blessings to all who listen in the name of our Lord and Savior. Moments of Scripture, every Sunday at 6 a.m.
For real, take your business, any business, to the next level by joining us at the Global Awaken Trinity Summit. 4 days of opportunities and inside info you don't want to miss. As over 35 celebrity speakers will be live in person to teach you exactly how to make your business take off, grow, and thrive. From marketing tool secrets to the best ways to build relationships, partnerships, and make true connections. Founder Kessa Gooden is putting on this once-in-a-lifetime event, the Global Awaken Trinity Summit VIP Gala and Yacht Mastermind, February 29th through March 3rd, 2024 in Miami, Florida. Registration starts at 9 sharp each day. Bring your business partner, your team, your friends, anyone and everyone who wants real success. For tickets, call 404-992-3971. Tickets will not last, so call now. 404-992-3971. Or visit us online at globalawakenedevents.com, and we will see you there.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
This show is furnished by Sarah Spiritual.
The content, information, and opinions expressed during the related show are those of the show personalities and guest alone, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Welcome back to the next 2 hours of Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, as we continue our uplifting and empowering spiritual discussions to transform your life. A gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium, Sarah Spiritual will assist you to connect to the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all experience and knowledge. We have another 2 hours to listen and call in 866-9-SARAHs. That's 866-972-7247. And watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube, and you can share the love and light.
There's a light right here in VCMG on the oldie station. And you're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. And that's me, Sarah Spiritual. You can hear us every Wednesday night from 6:30 to 9 p.m. on these stations, 95.3, 95.9, 1470 AM, 96.9, 106.9, and 103.1 HD3. Quite a lot of stations all across South Florida, and we are welcoming your phone calls. And if you get a busy signal, don't give up. Put Sarah Spiritual on speed dial at 866-972-7247. We want to talk to you. And we've got some classes coming up at the Expedito Enlightenment Center. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is where I do in-person readings, and you can access a lot of our different products, our books, our spiritual cards, our herbs, oils, sprays, baths, crystals, beautiful bracelets. We've got so many products for you to choose from at the Expedito Enlightenment Center, located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard. But we've got a class coming up in September, and I can't believe we're in September already. What spiritual cards are right for you? Do you want to know how to connect with oracle cards, tarot decks? Would you like to be able to pull a card and give yourself a message so that you know that you're on track? And this way you're following your inner guidance? This is the class for you. And it is available not just live at the center, but we have a way to connect with all of you online and even pair you up so that we can each be in our own special little room online privately, so we can help each one of you be able to do sessions with each other. So we're going to help facilitate your ability to connect with the divine through using spiritual cards. That class is September 19th. Be there or be square. And it is only 14. So sure hope to have you there so you can see just how intuitive you are. I also have Calvin Cates coming to do our crystal healing bed. He's going to be in the center in the first week of October. I believe it's October 3rd and 4th. So when you go to the expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com, that's the perfect place to register for your healing bed session with Calvin. It'll help eliminate a lot of the karmic entanglements and all of the energies that are attached to your auric system, and also balance your chakras using a fabulous crystal chakra bed that is going to assist you from the Casa Dama Ignacio, and that is a powerful energy being channeled from Brazil. And those of you who want to really tune it up, tap it in, this is time for your apprentice program. I am launching my 2023 Fall Apprentice Program, The Journey to Transcendence. It's time for us all to shift and change. And we've got a little bit psychedelic feel going on because we're going to be in some of those higher conscious states, or as my friend Helena and I were talking about, the higher realms. So we're going to be tuning into the Ascended Masters, talking to the angels. We're going to teach you how to master your own energy and shift the energy around you, do healing for yourself and others, and really channel those connections with the divine. This is a very fabulous, intensive program. It's going to be 7 weeks, and you can learn more about that at sarahspiritual.com. To my friends on Facebook, I say, hey, thanks for following the page. Share the page and like the page. My friends on YouTube, so glad to have you here with us. We greatly appreciate you. And those of you who are watching us on all the different modalities and ways that you can catch us, you can see us on Roku. You can see us on, I don't know where else we can see us, but where else can we see us? Roku, Amazon, Spotify, iHeartRadio. We're just everywhere. And behind the scenes, on the car ride here, and then when I first got here, we were making a plan of some really special events that we want to put together for all of you. So if you're wondering, is there a way that I could be part of a studio audience or be part of Sarah's spiritual event? We are putting that together for you. Besides the things we do at the center, we're hitting the road. We're going to get around. Yeah, I get around. And as I was known to say not too long ago, I got people, and my people, they got people. So my spirit guides will make sure we round you all up and we can all gather together. Well, we're going to say hi to our friends on Facebook first before we go to our phone lines. And let's see who we've got on our Facebook feed and our YouTube feed. Even if it's a hey, how are you? Let's see who we have here on our Facebook and our YouTube feed. They often, my Facebook friends are like, we want to be included. They feel left out sometimes, and I don't want to do that. So I've got my YouTube friends. I've got Lourdes Solar, and she says, what's the meaning of seeing number 11, 120 in my dreams and seeing the Virgin Regula, in my dreams. So interesting enough, the Virgin Regula is the energy of this crossing over water and this healing property. And she nurtures those who are in need of love and caring. And the number 11 is the master number. And 120 includes a powerful number of 12, which when we add it together brings us to a 3, which makes me think of the Holy Trinity. It makes me think of all that's divine. And also, if you're dreaming of number 120, that means baby. What, Sarah Spiritual? Lourdes Solar's like, there's no way I could have a baby. We know that, Lourdes. We're not talking about having a baby. We're talking about that's a sign from the universe for you to go play 120 because that number means baby. And whenever I see the number baby, I know go play that number. So that's a good number for you to play. And number 11 means you are governed and protected by the masters, the master number 11 and the ascended masters, and they are assisting you on the journey, and you will reach your destination because Our Lady Regula will assist you in that journey. So thank you so much for a very interesting YouTube question. And go play the Cash 3. You just might be in it to win it, my friend. Thanks so much. And let's go to another Facebook or YouTube question before we go to our phone lines at 866-972-7247. We've got Patricia Garcia. She's like, my question today is, should I accept the offer I have in my apartment? So, Patricia, it is a good time for change. This really is a time for you to step into your power. I know you may be feeling like, is there a different offer? Is there a better offer? But my grandma, she's been talking to me today. She's like a bird in the hand. It is a good, solid offer that you have, Patricia. And I feel like this is the right time for you to make this move because things are only going to get slower and more difficult to execute in the months to come. So it's better for you to be ahead of the curve and get this moving. And I know you're going to find a new spot to land. It is truly time to reinvent yourself. It's time for a new beginning. It is your time, Patricia Garcia. It is your time of you. It is the time that you have to put together the I care for me first. Doesn't mean I'm selfish, but I need self-care, self-love, and self-nurturing. So Patricia Garcia, thank you so much for your YouTube question. So glad you were able to join us tonight for Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. I'm going to pop onto my phone lines. I'm sure it's going to be an interesting conversation. I've got to go to Oregon. I've got Terry. And Terry, how are you doing tonight?
I'm good. How are you?
I am doing well, Terry. And what is your question for us?
My question is, I know that sounds kind of weird, but did my grandfather pay my rent this month?
Is your grandfather paying your rent? Miraculously. Is that what you feel like? You need a miracle?
Yeah.
Yeah. So grandfather's birthday?
Sorry, September 27th.
Okay,
19.
you can't see my paper, but I already wrote the number 9 here. I don't know if my camera can pick it up here, but there's a number 9. I don't know if we can zoom in somehow, but we got the number 9 right. Oops. It's always hate to see. Here, there it is, number 9. So I already know grandfather's born in the month of September. What was the number associated with it, please?
27.
927.
Yes.
Sounds like a good number to play to me.
Right.
9270. That sounds good to me. We need to pick 4 and pay the rent.
Right.
And you're paying the month of September's rent, yes?
Yes. I don't know who paid it. I can't tell you. I've asked everybody, and no one knows what I'm talking about. And he came up in my mind.
Well, I see you'll have more answers to this in about 3 days. But the fact that I know that it's a number 9 associated with your grandfather's birthday tells me that somehow miraculously he was able to get that accomplished for you. And it happened just the moment you needed, correct?
Correct. Wow. And one more question. My cat, then he has still not returned.
Yes.
And I just want to know if he's okay, if I ever will see him again.
I know that your cat is
It's
okay.
still,
And I know that it's difficult that you're feeling that he's lost and he's in unfamiliar territory, but I really feel that he's being cared for, he was found, and he's okay. He just doesn't know how to find his way to you. And so he's adapting, and I don't see any distress with your cat.
okay. Is there any way I will see him again soon, or
I don't know
next
that
couple
that's
months?
going to happen. I don't feel that. But I want you to know
Okay.
you're not going to see him, but he's in good hands.
Okay.
All right.
That's
And
what
we
I
know
want
that's
to know.
hard. We know that's very hard.
It's really hard because I constantly have dreams about him, and I wake up thinking he's right there, and he's not. It's hard.
It is hard. I know it is. I know. But he served his time with you for how you needed him to be in your journey, and now he's being of service to someone else. Please look at it that way. He's truly
Okay.
here to be of service. And the love that the two of you
Okay.
share, pet owner to cat, it is a powerful journey of unconditional love, and that's there for both of you to always have, that ties you together. All right?
Okay.
Thank
Okay.
you so much.
Sarah. God bless you.
God bless
Thank
you.
you, honey.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your call.
Thank you. Okay. Okay. Bye-bye.
All right. Let's see if we can go back to our phone lines. I've got to go to PJ. PJ in Fort
Hi.
Lauderdale. PJ, how are you?
I am super trying to get you up a speaker so you can hear me better. Thank you, Sarah. How are you?
I am great. Good to hear your voice.
Can
Thank
you
you
hear
so
me?
much for calling. I hear you perfectly. Yes.
I called this morning. I set up an appointment to have a one-on-one with you, which I'm looking forward to. Haven't had it in a while. So I went to your website, and I'm doing something I'm doing for the first time, which is a phone reading.
Session,
But
yeah.
It works just as good. I mean, you're so sharp. So
Thank you.
anyway, so we're going to be having one in the future. I'm looking forward to it. I need my Sarah fix.
You need your Sarah fix, and it would be good to see you. I'm going to tell
I
you
need
that
my
Spirit
Sarah.
is telling me that this is such an important time for you to step into your balance and really get things in a really good, solid position. I see a lot of growth for you this year, especially when I take you into the journey of your birthday. So your own personal inner balance and spiritual balance is going to be very important, and I know you strive for that as a healer. But I also see great increase in finances. So you're really moving yourself forward in a positive direction. And I do feel that when I move you into the 2024 time, there's a new version of you that emerges that is a slightly different version of your healing work. That's to be determined by some choices that you make, but also for us to discuss when we are in our private one-on-one. But PJ, what is your burning question for us tonight? I'm really glad that you were able to go online and book an appointment so that we can connect in the very near future. But what's your burning question for tonight?
You pretty much answered it. You kind of like just went right into it. So I appreciate you.
Thank you. You are
So
on
it's all
track.
good.
You're
I
on track.
appreciate you.
I appreciate you and give my love to all of your beloved pet family. I know that they are most certainly appreciative of you and the love and the unconditional love that you have for your individual pets and all of the animal kingdom. We greatly appreciate that and the love that you share out into the world. Thank you so much, PJ, for your call, and I look forward to having our session.
Have a great.
You too. Bye for now.
Amen.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
866-972-7247. We've got to go to Port St. Lucie. I've got Adam on the line. Adam, what's going on? How can I assist you tonight?
Hi, Sarah. I had a very kind of rough period of my life financially of the last 2 years, kind of starting a business and making a lot of sacrifices, and it kind of really wiped me out financially. And I'm kind of rebuilding that, and I have the opportunity to do that right now with selling my house. And it is really going to put me in a good position overall just with everything, when it happens. But I was just wondering how long that was going to take, and am I going to make it in time? Because I'm cutting things really close, and I feel like things are really happening, but I need for this house to sell, and I was wondering if you see that happening in a good time frame for me.
Well, remember, the time frame that you're considering, that is your dead stop time, is not for you to hold on to, because you're going to create resistance and push away your desired result. So assuming that you take the initiative and you put it on the market in the next 3 weeks, yes, is that possible?
It's on the market already. Yep,
Okay.
It's on the market.
So they're giving me the number 3 for 3 weeks.
Okay.
So I feel like you
Okay.
could have a solid offer in about 3 weeks. And because that's the number I have on my paper. Whenever they give me a number, I always have to honor what they tell me. So it's in the market and it is reasonably priced. There is a wiggle room that the universe wants you to be open to. And the number that you have, they're really giving me a number 9. So in that number 9, perhaps there's about a $9,000 wiggle that we'd like you to see. And that's your basis of where you're going to go. So if you look at the number that you have, spin it back to 9,000 less, that's your window right there. And that will make it be
really...
Yes.
It's really strange because that would put it at an exact, very even amount in a 000 amount. Like, that's, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, sure.
That's how I
That's
see it,
crazy.
right? So that's your wiggle room so that you can accomplish what you want and reinvent yourself. And if I may, you're doing this because there's an opportunity. And yes, take the opportunity. But remember, we cannot come from a place of lack and fear, because no matter what we accumulate, it will not last. And if I may take you down the path of where you truly are, I know that last year, 2022, oh God, I don't even remember what year we're in now, 2022 was this time of change. It was a time of evolution. And it had some twists and turns for you personally, did it not?
Yes, absolutely. It did.
And these twists and turns caused you to reflect, but also pushed you to reach for new heights that you have not reached for in the past, and made you stretch out of your comfort zone. And as we've stretched you out of the comfort zone of the nice little box that Adam likes to live in, it's time for you to come out of the box. And when I put you in this 2023 into 2024 time, particularly after your birthday this month, I'm seeing great increase in financial opportunity. You've begun some things that are, well, advantageous. They may not have yielded in your pocket so that you can line my old-fashioned spirit guides say your billfold, as our grandfather would have had, but it is time for that money to come. And so there's going to be powerful shift in financial opportunity that comes in these next 6 months. And it's a momentum that you're building. So focus on the momentum. And as we release the physical structure of the home, look at it as the opportunity to free ourselves for more money to come in because we are worthy, and that there is more right behind it, rather than, thank God I have this, this is all I have, I needed this because I was in a place of lack. Does this make sense to you, please?
100,000%, Sarah. It does. Wow. Thank you. Yeah.
It is important. It is important that you are true to yourself and remember that you are abundant beyond measure. And that from this repositioning, they like to call it, this redesign of Adam and his family structure and his residence, I feel like there's a downsize, simple version of something for you that allows you to put your abundance in ways that benefit business and not just line your pocket to have money as a backup, but for you to grow your business. And if you're willing, there will be those that will welcome the opportunity to stand right beside you and assist you on this journey. You are not alone in the journey. I know you like to do things on your own, but you're not alone. And you have to remember that we have to allow others to assist us, because in allowing that, you allow the universe to put the right people at the right time so that they can be there so that you can accomplish your big goals.
I feel like this is the time. I feel like what you said 100%. This is the time. This is the time. This is like, it just validates basically everything as you're talking. I visualized in my head, which is unusual for me because I don't visualize too much, and I could see people and faces and instances as you were talking. So yes, this 100%
It is all
has
coming together.
resonated.
All coming together.
Yes.
And you're allowing the divine to shine through you. And that's something that you danced with, but you didn't really invite in. Because you thought that you, of sheer will and mental capacity, could just make it happen. And you've pushed through. But now we're asking you to surrender the human condition and for you to open up your heart and allow those that are of heart, of like-minded, and similar goals to walk the path with you. And you'll know who's meant to stay on the path with you and who's not. So we know you didn't just fall off the turnip truck, my guides say. So you'll know who's there for all the right reasons. Right. And there's much love and support on the other side from family members. And you are being guided because there is a way for you to have the best of all the worlds that you've ever wanted. We are not trading one dream for another. Please be aware of that. Just because we took the B road, or the B roll, I'll say, doesn't mean we're not going to be on the A frame. All right?
Yes.
You're welcome, Adam.
Sorry.
Thank you so much for your call. We greatly appreciate it. God bless you and keep us
Thank
posted.
you.
Bye for now.
Thank you. You're the best.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
866-972-7247. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then when we come back, I'd love to hear from you right here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah on Facebook, on YouTube. Just go to Sarah Spiritual. You can catch us on sarahspiritual.com. Just watch us live there as well. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
I know you, have we met before? I've been standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me?
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
Do you know me? Do I know you? Have we met before? I've been standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me? Have you heard me? Have you seen me? Do you know my voice? Did you call me with your soul? Because you know that you know me. Every soul has its story, like a movie playing in a different theater. And the characters, they change like water into wine, and everything comes when the stars align.
Yes, indeed. Everything comes when the stars align. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah right here on VCMG on the oldie station. So if you're cruising down the highway, just pull on over or pick up the phone and dial us at 866-972-7247. Let's join the conversation on 95.3, 95.3, 95.9, 96.9, 106.9, 1470 AM, and 103.1 HD3. We're going to take a minute to hear from all of our fabulous callers, but I got to get to my friends on Facebook. So let's visit our friends on Facebook. I want to make sure that their questions get answered tonight. And at our 8 o'clock hour, we've got Stacy Holler joining us. She's going to talk to us about what's going on in the stars for you in the month of September. It's going to be a rickety-roppity kind of September. So let's hear what Stacy's going to tell us at the 8 o'clock hour. So surely stick around for your astrology report, for your astrological sign, and see what's going on. Let's pull a question from Facebook and YouTube. Before we pop back to our phone lines, we've got calls all across the nation. We've got Lenora Wise, and Lenora Wise says, "Hello, Sarah and everyone. What question do I see for her at the time is what do I see for her? Well, let's see what I see for you. Right now, what I'm really focused on is getting your money in order, Lenora. This is a time that's important to you to make sure you have your money working for you and doing what you need. And if you're planning to make any financial adjustments, this is the time. These financial adjustments are going to facilitate more wealth and make you feel more flexible financially. So if you want to sell something, reorganize financial investments, this is a time for you to take a look at that. If you're transitioning from something in your work here, now's the time to really look at what's the plan. You need a plan, Lenora, and it's going to be favorable time for finances through the beginning part of 2024. So use this window and this opportunity to get yourself in place. We're going to take another question from our friends on Facebook and YouTube before we go back to the phone lines at 866-972-7247. Let's see, we got anybody else on our Facebook page or our YouTube page before we go? All right, they're telling me go to the phone lines, Sarah Spiritual. So Sarah Spiritual's going to Sarah in New York. Sarah, how you doing tonight?
I'm good, Sarah. How are you?
Good. I'm here in I'm in a New York state of mind. All right. So some folks like to get
It's a
away, have
song.
a holiday, but I'm in a New York state of mind, Miss Sarah, and I got to tell you, yeah, we really got to tell you, there's a lot for you to grow spiritually. There's an upliftment that's happening. Have you been feeling a little spiritually lighter and like things are kind of coming your way spiritually? You're getting a lot of symbols and signs from the universe. Is that how you're looking and feeling right now?
Yes, absolutely, especially the last few weeks. It's
Perfect.
definitely lighter.
Definitely lighter. And are we rearranging something in the house we're living in, or trying to straighten up or get rid of stuff? What are we doing in that house?
Yes, actually, I'm trying to reorganize my living space, get rid of stuff, maybe bring some other stuff in, but once it's cleaned up and taken care of.
Oh, maybe don't bring too much more stuff in, honey, because it's a little
Right.
crowded there. Okay, there's a really crowded there. But
Yes.
there is a painting in your, I think, in your living room that has significance, some significant meaning. Is that true?
Um, there are paintings of my dogs. It's my boyfriend's dogs, but they're mine too.
Okay. And but they have significance, yes? They represent a dog. Who
Yes.
painted those paintings?
My boyfriend and his brother.
Okay. See, that's significant, right? So my guides are showing me, like, when you clean up, those things can't go down, okay? The paintings on the wall have to stay. They have significance. They have meaning. They have substance. They have a connection in a heartfelt way. I was just sitting in the living room, so it's kind of nice, but it's a little cluttered. We got to get some stuff away. And, you want to really have a nice flow, right? And you want to take some black tourmaline and you want to put it on the door frames above the doors to kind of keep the energy flowing better for you. Because the energy there, I don't know if we're having difficulty sleeping, Sarah, you or your boyfriend, but the energy's a little heavy and I feel like
very
something's
much.
waking you up. Is that true?
Yes, very much.
So you can definitely call the Expedito Center and we can definitely hook you up with some little black tourmalines to place on the doors so that we can stop that disruption of energy, that kind of heavy flow that I'm seeing.
Mhm.
What is your question for us tonight, Sarah?
You actually kind of answered a couple of them. And my other one was just kind of like, am I going in the right direction in my life, like in general?
Well, for now, there's an opportunity for you to really, as you expand your consciousness, to make some changes. There should be a study of some advancement that can come for you in the 2024 time, be it a certificate or something that will be of value to you in the workplace. So we are looking for you to have further education so that this further education can qualify you for a different type of work so that you can explore other financial opportunities. Otherwise, there's a bit of the gerbil and the wheel going around and around and feeling as if you don't have any say or control with what's going on. So we ask you to look for that opportunity in the 2024 time. Be open to it. And there also is a possibility, and this is going to sound like, ooh, how's that going to happen? But you may move. There may be an opportunity to move in the next 2 years. So if you and your boyfriend were talking about buying a place or getting a place together, there can be an opportunity for that in about the next 18 months. So if that's in the conversations, then please go ahead and do that.
Okay, yes, that's definitely something that we've been talking about.
Perfect. You are right for the times and doing well. Thank you so much, my dear. We greatly appreciate your connection with us and calling us. We appreciate it. Bye for now.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too, Sarah. 866-972-7247. We are answering your questions all across the nation. And we've got to go to Inez. And Inez is in West Palm Beach. Inez, how are you?
Hello, Sarah.
How are you? If you could, please speak up for me.
Do you hear me?
I hear you better now. Thank you so much.
Okay. How are you? I have issues finding a new job. Like I have done everything and it doesn't pop up. It's like I don't know what's happening, and I've been trying to pray to my angels and San Juan Retornado. I don't know if you know that in Spanish.
No,
Because I
don't.
want the bad energies the return like San Juan.
Okay.
They return it. Okay, it returns
So,
the energies, the bad energies
as you were
to my
talking,
mom.
well, we're going to return everything to God, because when we return to sender, then we're responsible for what happens. But let's explore this in a different path. So you're in a moment of you're feeling a little desperate, a little stuck, a little stagnant, nothing's working out, you're putting your best foot forward, you're taking what looks like a glimmer, a smidgen of hope, and then suddenly it smashes in pieces right before you and you're feeling frustrated. And it's weighing on you mentally, it's weighing on you
very
physically, you're not feeling independent, you're feeling restricted, like you're tied as a prisoner in your life. I'm describing your life correctly, yes?
Yes, and
All right.
my mom is shouting to me every single day.
I understand.
And I don't have anybody that defends me.
Well, your angels are defending you, but we do need a miracle in this moment, right? So I have an interesting saint for you to pray to. And I know of this saint because a long time ago, there were quite a few saints that I used to talk to. And, it's from like the original days of connecting to the divine and the angels and our guides, our ascended beings, which would be saints. And so I know you're familiar with Saint Expedito. That would be one of them. But follow the line of those that I'm going to suggest that you talk to. Padre Pio for miraculous healing of your physical body. Because there's ailments in your body. It's as if you feel as if you are a 35-year-old in an 85-year-old body. Is this true? Yes or no? I'll keep going. Yes?
Well, I'm 33, but I feel that
You feel like you're 85. That's what your body feels like. That's what your body reads like.
Yeah.
So the next saint that they want you to talk to is Saint Rita. Now, Saint Rita has a great, great history. She works miracles. And there's a novena that you can do for 9 days for Saint Rita so that she can grant you a miracle. Because from this barrage of negativity that you receive from your mother, this physical affliction that you are going through, this limitation of finances, as well as your own fears that are coming up, you are overwhelmed. So we're going to ask Saint Rita to intercede on your behalf. And Saint Rita has a church in Wellington, Florida. Oh, goodness gracious. Wellington, Florida. And it's a beautiful church. And outside the church, there is a fabulous area where people can pray outside, leave flowers, leave a candle, and there's a fountain of the Blessed Mother. And many people go there. And I was just there on Monday and on Tuesday. And it used to be my go-to place. And all of a sudden on Monday, I woke up and I said, I need to go there. Don't ask me what made me do that except for spirit, right? And so I went and I prayed and I left flowers and there I was. So I'm not telling you to get in the car and go to Wellington, although I know you could. If you want, you can. It's a beautiful church and they do a beautiful service on Sundays. But I want you to do a petition, a novena to Saint Rita for a miracle. Look her up, study her. She will intervene on your behalf. I know that it's as if you're in this loop of negativity with your mother. And your mother is like the prison keeper and she has you locked in a cage, but in the meantime she's yelling at you for your limitations, but she's not cutting you a break and making you feel happy and abundant in a way that you feel like you could go out and do well. She's barraging you with negativity and depleting your self-confidence.
She's telling me that I am going to stay alone forever.
Okay.
that I'm
And
horrible.
let me address that for you, because, and I'm going to say it out loud so everyone on the radio can hear it. And I'm going to address that because what your mother is saying is something many people say. People will say, you're going to be alone forever. Or when they break up with people, you're never going to find anybody like me. You're always going to be alone. Or, oh, you see, you're always going to be broke. Or you're never going to be successful in anything you do. These are hypnotic suggestions that literally cast a spell. It's spell casting. It becomes a hypnotic state that then hooks into our weakest spot. And since we all have insecurities, it goes right for that weak spot. And when it goes there, holy crow, it works and worms its way in. And even though you are not standing in your true power, you're trying, but you're not standing. Even though you're not standing in your power, you're still pushing through. This little voice will whisper. And many people have said things like, no one will ever love you, no one ever can. There are things that are mean-spirited things that people say. And they are saying this, if I may tell you, Inez, from their wounded spot. But that doesn't help you on the receiving end. So every time your mother starts to spew her negativity, I want you to see this wall and think of this little childhood thing we used to say. I am rubber and you're glue. What you send to me bounces off of me and sticks on you. And that's it. So it's almost like she's talking like a movie in Charlie Brown, wah, wah, wah. And in your mind, you're going, I am rubber and you're glue. What you say to me bounces off of me and sticks on you. Nah, nah, nah. And that lightheartedness will not allow it to hook into you. We will call upon the angels. We will ask Archangel Michael to issue protection for you. I know you have done that. And I want you to do a novena for St. Rita. For now, this is what I have for you, Inez. I'm so glad, really glad, that you're listening to the show. Know that no one's words define you. She does not define your future. And the reason why you may not be where you want to be yet is God is preparing you and preparing what's next to come so that wherever you end up, nothing anyone does or says can take it from you, destroy it, or interrupt it. You will stand firm and strong in divine health and your divine truth and courage and hold on to all the blessings God has for you. I know it's been a tough time. Continue to hold and do the fight and be courageous because this too will pass. Thank you so much, Inez, for listening to the show.
Thank you.
Bye for now.
Thank you,
Bye.
Sarah.
You're welcome.
Bye.
866-972-7247. We were going to take a commercial break, but I don't think we're going to do that right now because we've got calls and I want to hear from you. So pick up the phone and call in. We're opening up a couple of lines. And I've got to go to Denise. Denise is in Pembroke Pines. Denise, how are you tonight? Good to connect with you.
Good, Sarah. How are you?
I am doing well, Denise. And what is your question for me?
I want to know what's going on with my daughter. Her birthday's 8/11/78.
And what's the question, Denise? What's going on with her? There's so much going on with her. So what question would you like to ask?
Well, she's got a lot of issues going on with her father, and it seems to be keeping her from, I don't know, like her day to day. Her total focus is on him, and basically she has said that he's ruined her childhood, that he's talked about suicide after he walked her down the aisle, which he did in April, and he's still alive. And I don't know, there's just a lot of issues going on there, and I'm not sure if she's okay.
Well, she is in her wounded self. And there's a work I do, Denise, called soul integration. And what's happening is, and it makes perfect sense, because the planet of the wounded warrior, Chiron, I believe is retrograde at this time. And it's forcing us all to take a look at our wounds and heal them once and for all. So there's been a lot that your daughter has been pushing down and holding in. And now she wants someone else to be accountable because she doesn't want to carry the burden. And it's also robbing her for joy. and she requires someone to point a finger at. And in some ways, it is, of course, things that her father didn't do for her or did to her that are weighing her down. It's a combination of both, according to my guides. And in this moment of this disconnect, she is realizing how vulnerable she's been and how broken she feels. And there's an emptiness in your daughter. Is she all right?
Mm-hmm.
She is okay, but she is not in her joyful, harmonious self. And she's looking to heal. I do hope that you turn her on to my website and you do encourage her to book a soul integration with me. It will work wonders for her to integrate her little girl that's stuck in her past and allow her to heal and sever the hurt between her and her father. And it does not mean that she has to forgive him or hold on to any story. It is more for her to rescue her little girl that is stuck in a memory that makes her feel as if she wasn't supported and that he abandoned her and she didn't feel like she was enough for him or loved, and he didn't make time for her. And now as she's embarking on her new life and her marriage and her future, she's realizing that she doesn't have a good dynamic to model after, and she's realizing she missed so much. And history is, she's afraid, is going to repeat itself in her own marriage. And so she's waiting for other people to abandon her and leave her and disappoint her. And it's not a cognitive thought. It's very much like, if you go back to the opening of the show, it's that undertow, that seriousness of hurt and pain that is so far deep she's not even aware of it. But every time she starts to move forward, the undertow kind of pulls the wave back and then throws her crashing onto the rocks and keeps her off balance. And it's really starting to weigh in on her psyche. It's really disrupting her mental ability to focus and be lighthearted. So I'm seeing depression. I'm not a doctor, cannot diagnose, but I see that lethargy, that heaviness, that, just this sorrow. And she's mourning the loss of her childhood. And so she holds everybody accountable. And sometimes you may be thrown in that pot because why didn't you do something to help me? Why didn't you protect me? Why didn't you do it different? You know, she's got to look and blame someone because the adults were not running the show properly. And so her little girl is literally trapped as an orphan inside of her. So I do hope that you will definitely encourage her to do this work. All right, Denise?
Okay. Yeah,
All
well,
right.
I hope she's not blaming me for this, because I think sometimes they think when you get divorced, they got to blame somebody. So I always feel like I'm the one to blame for this, but I didn't do this.
I understand that. But her little girl knows that when she needed someone to nurture her and quell her fears, she couldn't handle it. And so she had her higher self come in and lift her out so she wouldn't short circuit. So there's a piece of her stuck in the past. So all she can do in the physical of the human condition is point a finger and say, I need someone to make accountable for this. And all it really requires is for us to get her little girl and rescue her. And we've done that process here on the show to a small degree, so you should be familiar with it. I also want to tell you that your number that has a 7 in it should be getting ready to come. So you might want to look for that in the near future. You're laughing because you know it's true, yes?
I know, because I've been watching. And because of my surgery, I'm not able to really go out so much, without having somebody else drive. So,
well, maybe get it for a few days at a time, all right?
Yeah, I will.
All right. Thank you so much, Denise.
Okay.
God bless you. Thank you for your call.
All right. Thanks, Sarah.
You're welcome.
All right. Bye.
866-972-7247. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, and that's me, Sarah Spiritual, here to guide you and assist you on your journey of life. Every Wednesday night from 6:30 to 9 p.m. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then when we come back, I'm going to be connecting with my dear friend Stacy Holler. She is going to give us the astro report for the stars for each one of us according to our astrological sign. And since we've got a lot of things in retrograde, it's going to prove to be an interesting conversation. So let's see what your sun signs have to do with you and your rising. When we come back, stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
Palm Beach County's only locally owned independent radio group, VCMG Live, is looking for talented, motivated people interested in joining our sales team. Please email your resume to jobs@vcmglive.com. If you're motivated and eager to make money, email your resume today to jobs@vcmglive.com. VCMG Live is an equal opportunity employer.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop, opt out.
Guys, got hair loss? I know what you're thinking. Should I shave my head, comb it over, wear a hat? Just stop. This isn't 1970. Keep your hair and your confidence, because Bosley, America's #1 hair restoration expert, can give you your real hair back permanently. Check them out today, because they're giving away an absolutely free information kit and a free gift card to anyone that texts STAY to 200-300. Dude, you don't have to look like your dad, because this isn't your dad's hair loss treatment. People all over the country trust Bosley because they're ahead of the curve. They use the latest technology to give you your real hair back. And the best part? Bosley's permanent solution is protected by the Bosley Guarantee. Let Bosley show you for free how awesome your hair could look with an absolutely free information kit and a gift card for $250 off. Text STAY to 200-300. That's STAY to 200-300.
WWNN Pompano Beach, WIRK HD3 Indiantown. Programming paid for by Vic Canales Media Group. Broadcasting from the Robes Studio. Injured recently? Call the Robes Law Group, where winning is a habit. 561-570-5700. 561-570-5700. Robes, winning for you and our community. Your home for the true oldies channel.
Like any good agent, we're here for the open house, for the closing, for handing over keys. But because we're realtors, we're here for so much more. Agents who are realtors volunteer at nearly 3 times the national average. We're working to broaden access to credit, increase affordable housing supply, and ensure fair housing for all. And realtors are bound by a code of ethics. We're here for it all. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are.
Happy 62nd birthday, Granddad.
Thanks, sweetheart.
I got you this.
A mug. Oh, thank you. What does it say? Beware. If you are 60 or older, you may be at increased risk of hospitalization from RSV, respiratory syncytial virus, compared to adults younger than 60.
Not all dangers come with warning labels. Talk to your pharmacist or doctor about getting vaccinated against RSV today. Learn more at bewareofrsv.com. Brought to you by Pfizer.
And now another Community First message from Robes.
When an auto accident occurs, stop immediately. Do not obstruct traffic and secure your valuables. Obtain the names, phone numbers, and addresses of the other driver and any witnesses. Call 911 and report the accident. Injured recently? Contact Robes Injury Law at 561-570-5700 or robeslawgroup.com. Offices throughout Palm Beach County.
Hey, it's Scott Shannon here with a question. How would you like a free doorbell camera? You get a doorbell camera, you get a doorbell camera, and you get a doorbell camera. I wish we had them for everyone, but the first 40 True Oldies channel listeners to call 833-283-5050 will get a free doorbell camera that connects directly to your cell phone with installation of your Sloman Shield. You can see your home right from the palm of your hand. And that's not all. Sloman's going to give you a free customized home security system and professional installation when you use their low-cost central station monitoring. So you're getting an LED touchscreen pad, a motion detector, 3-arm doors, and a backup battery. Plus, if you're one of the first 40 True Oldies channel listeners to dial 833-283-5050, you'll receive a free doorbell camera with the installation of your Sloman Shield. So call Sloman's now for this limited time offer, 833-283-5050. That's 833-283-5050.
For real. Take your business, any business, to the next level by joining us at the Global Awaken Trinity Summit. 4 days of opportunities and inside info you don't want to miss. As over 35 celebrity speakers will be live in person to teach you exactly how to make your business take off, grow, and thrive. From marketing tool secrets to the best ways to build relationships, partnerships, and make true connections. Founder Kessa Gooden is putting on this once-in-a-lifetime event, the Global Awaken Trinity Summit VIP Gala and Yacht Mastermind, February 29th through March 3rd, 2024 in Miami, Florida. Registration starts at 9 sharp each day. Bring your business partner, your team, your friends, anyone and everyone who wants real success. For tickets, call 404-992-3971. Tickets will not last, so call now. 404-992-3971. Or visit us online at globalawakenedevents.com, and we will see you there.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
This show is furnished by Sarah Spiritual.
The content, information, and opinions expressed during the related show are those of the show personalities and guests alone, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Welcome back to the next hour of Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, as we continue our uplifting and empowering spiritual discussion to transform your life. A gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium, Sarah Spiritual will assist you to connect to the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all experience and knowledge. We have another hour to listen and call in 866-9-SARAHs. That's 866-972-7247. And watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube, and you can share the love and light.
There's a light that opens doors for everyone. Oh, there's a light that touches hearts. There's a light to open everyone to love. Help me hold the answer we are looking for. Help me open up another door of light. Oh, there's a light.
Yes, indeed, there's a light right here on VCMG. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah on the Oldie Station every Wednesday night from 6:30 to 9 p.m. all across the nation at 866-972-7247. But for this minute, we got to get to our very special guest, Stacy Holler. We need to know what the stars have for us. I hear that song, "Are the stars out tonight?" Let's see if they're out for us tonight and see what the planets are doing, because I think it's a little crazy. Let's go to Stacy. Stacy, how are you?
Hi, Sarah. So happy to join you tonight.
Glad to have you here. So what's going on with the planets? I heard we have 6 planets retrograde, 7 planets retrograde, 6 planets retrograde, then 5 planets retrograde. What is happening?
Yeah, we got a whole mix-up of lots of retrograde planets. And then, of course, earlier you mentioned Chiron, which is also retrograde, although Chiron's not considered a planet. It's an asteroid, but regardless, we're feeling that too. So coming into the month, we had Mercury, Venus, Pluto, Neptune, Saturn, Uranus, and Chiron, all in retrograde. So I'm sure all of us have been feeling this reassessing, relooking, backwards thinking kind of time where the universe is telling us we need to slow down. But I will say Venus, yay, did go direct on the 3rd a few days ago. So the minute we got Venus going direct, Jupiter decided to go retrograde the next day. So we're swapping out retrogrades here. But everybody knows that when we chat, it's the Mercuries and the Venuses, the closer planets that we really feel more in our day-to-day life. And yes, I know we're all feeling the Mercury retrograde too, right, Sarah?
We are. We are definitely feeling that. It's definitely giving me a run for my money.
Well, that will go direct. Mercury will go direct on the 15th, but as we talk about its shadow, we'll still be feeling it through the month. So when we're going to go through our horoscopes, we all should be thinking of starting new things when the retrograde of Mercury is over next month. So when we look at what's happening with each of us, we're going to focus on the new moon in Virgo on the 14th. We're going to talk about the full supermoon again in Aries on the 29th. And this month, just because, well, maybe we were getting too comfortable, we're going to have a little Uranus in the mix. And Uranus is the planet that, you know, when something happens in our life totally out of the blue and shakes everything up, out of our control, that's usually Uranus. So we're going to take a look at how those energies are affecting all of us this month. So at least we could try to navigate as best we can.
Let's take a look and rock around the astrological clock and tell me what the stars and planets have for us, Stacy.
All right. And as you mentioned earlier, everybody, if you know your rising sign, pay attention to that as well as with your sun sign. So we're going to start with Aries. Now, the new moon in Virgo on the 14th, that's in your 6th house. That's health, everyday life. And it's in Virgo. And Virgo rules the 6th house, and it's all about service. Now, Uranus is also hitting your 2nd house of money. So that maybe could trigger some new income, a new position, maybe a new job opportunity. But on the new moons, everybody envision what you want for the next 6 months. So for you, Aries, a new health routine. Maybe pay attention to what you want to shake up in your everyday life. Now, for you, the super full moon is in your first house. That's in your sign. It's the only time the full moon is in your sign this year, Aries. So what were you working on at the last Aries new moon? Think back. And everybody wants to think back to what you were envisioning last March and last April. That could be coming to fruition now for all of us. Now, Taurus, the new moon is in your fifth house. That's creativity, time to share your talents. It's about romance, so it could be triggering a new chapter in your love life. So you want to envision, what do you want out of a romance? Now, Uranus kicking in. Uranus encourages us to do something different. So maybe you'll have a romance with someone that you did not think was your type. It could also, it's the house of children, so there might be news along those lines too. Now, your Aries full moon is in your 12th house. That's the house of spirituality. Time to listen to your gut. You're going to be getting lots of intuition. So Taurus people, around that super full moon, really be quiet and listen to what your soul is telling you. Now, Geminis, your new moon on the 14th, that's in your fourth house, home and family. So you're starting a new 6-month chapter in that house. Maybe a new living situation, maybe changes in your home. And Uranus is trining in the 12th house. So for you, it's a time of healing, and you too will get many more messages from the other side. Your full moon is in the 11th house. Now that's friends and associations, and what are your goals? So what were you envisioning that you wanted to come to fruition? Maybe you're forming a new group, or starting one, or changing one. All right? The collaboration you wanted could come to fruition now. Now in Cancer, your new moon is in the 3rd house. Siblings, community, communication. So start talking about things that you want. It's a great time for media and writing for you. If you want to do that podcast or webinar, do it now, because Uranus is in your house of teamwork, and friends could help you. Your supermoon is in your house of career. So 6 months ago, what were you envisioning in your career? What are you working on professionally? Because that could come to fruition with this supermoon. Leo, the new moon is in your 2nd house of money. Maybe some new job, some new ways to make money, because it's trining Uranus in your house of career. So maybe you'll get that job offer out of the blue, or some sort of exciting news. Your full moon is in the 9th house. That's about getting out in the world. Maybe you want to have an itch to travel, learn something new, write something new. What were you envisioning 6 months ago that could come to fruition? Virgos, happy birthday, Virgos. Your new moon is your new year. So this starts a whole new 6-month cycle for you, all about you. So really be careful about the intentions that you're setting for the rest of the year. Uranus is in your 9th house, so you might want to travel too. Is there some place you really wanted to go and all of a sudden you have an opportunity? And your Aries full moon is in your house of finances and other resources and your close, intimate relationships. So that may be a turning point for you on the full moon. Do you want to go permanent, or do you want to go separate ways? I'm just going to let you know, folks, Virgos, that full moon is great for real estate sales and investments for you folks. Now, Libra, the new moon is in your 12th house, your spiritual side. Good clearing time, meditation time. Get back into that habit. Uranus is hitting your 8th house, so you might get some finances, something out of the blue. Maybe you'll find your soulmate. And your full supermoon is in your 7th house of committed relationships. So did you meet someone 6 months ago that might take a turn, or talk to someone about a business relationship 6 months ago that could become official? So take a look at that area, Libra. Now, Scorpio, your new moon is in your 11th house of groups and friends. Get out, network, join something new. Who do you want to collaborate with? And Uranus out of the blue is going to kick you in your relationship house. So you might meet somebody totally new in one of these groups. So get out there. And the super full moon, your 6th house, health, routines. Take a look at your daily habits, what's working for you and what's not working for you. Sag, your new moon is in the 10th house, career. That's also the house of where you're viewed in the world. What is your professional life like? This is going to start a new professional chapter for you. So really envision what you want to happen in the next 6 months. Uranus is in your 6th house of work. So this is going to affect your whole professional life in this cycle. Your full moon is in the 5th house of love and creativity. So around that full moon, you might have a new romance. or news about children somewhere in your life. Capricorn, new moon in the 9th house, travel, studying, go out and learn something new. And Uranus is in your 5th house of romance and relationship and creativity. So go out and travel and meet a new love or take a new class. And the super full moon is in your 4th house of home and family. So if you are planning renovations or changing things or moving, now's the time to resolve that. If you've been thinking of that for the last 6 months, now it's going to come to fruition. Aquarius, the new moon's in your 8th house of intimacy and shared resources. So what new partnerships can bring you some goals? What do you want out of your intimate relationships? Where do you want it to go over the next 6 months? And Uranus is trining your 4th house of home and family, so you could get support there. Your super full moon, 3rd house, siblings, community, neighbors. Who have you connected with over the past 6 months? How could they help you? How could it change your communications and what you put out into the world? And finally, Pisces, your new moon is in your 7th house of committed relationships, so this is a new chapter for you. Maybe a change with somebody. Maybe a friend of yours will become a lover. Maybe a friend will become a business partner. What are you envisioning? Now, Uranus in your 3rd house is going to make things move pretty quickly, so you might find somebody totally out of the blue. And your Aries supermoon is in your house of money. Maybe a raise, income, a promotion. And 6 months ago, what were you envisioning to make in your money life? And that could come to fruition. So take a look at where the energies are, everyone, so you can navigate. And when Uranus kicks you somewhere in your life, remember it is for your greater good, even though it doesn't feel like a lot of fun at the time. So, Sarah, what do you think? Are you ready?
I do believe it's going to be an interesting time. Now, I've got to ask you a question. When you talk to people about what's coming in this month and the planets in the position, and we talk about the cycle, are we looking at the energy being preparatory and beginning the movement towards, let's say, that new job or that reflection and healing? And does it span for a period of time? Like, what is the lag time of these planets? I know the planet doesn't just hit a spot in our houses and then instantly everything changes. So is it a 3 months, 6 months? How long do we really take to see some of these effects of the planetary positions and how they affect us individually in the physical?
Well, we're focusing on the moons. All the planets move. The further out you go in the planet system, they move slower. And the closest planets move quickly. So we always focus on the moons because they move so quickly through our charts, right? The moons change signs every 2 or 3 days. But I think overall, to answer your questions, we are all, because of all the retrogrades going on, we are all being called to slow down and reevaluate and envision what we really want. So I'm still cautioning people when we're saying a new job, well, negotiate it and try to get a start date after the retrograde if you can.
Right.
But ultimately, all these changes come to us to get us on the right track. And that's the role Uranus plays, even though sometimes, we wish we didn't have to deal with it. But Uranus will make things move quickly when it hits your chart and where it hits. It'll be totally out of the blue. And that's why when we look at the horoscopes, we don't always talk about the outer planets, even when they're in retrograde, because they move so slowly that they hit so many of us. And they go retrograde so often that we're kind of used to it. Every several months, one of the outer planets are going retrograde. And that affects what's going on more even in the world as well as ourselves. But it's the moon and Venus and Mercury that move very quickly that really are the things that aggravate us in our day-to-day life.
Right. Now, Stacy, I heard you say something, especially to the Aries. There's another supermoon for them. So when is the next supermoon? We've got another supermoon coming up?
Well, on the 29th, we do have a supermoon. And the reason they're super is because we're in the cycle where they're so close to us that they look so large in the sky. And they're beautiful, right? So that's why they're called a supermoon. Now, last month, we had 2 of them, and that's the once in a blue moon, why we call it a blue moon, because there were 2 in 1 month. But the supermoons when they look large, but they're powerful, and it's in Aries, and Aries is about who we are. what we're here to do. It's the first sign. So we do feel those moons a little more powerful, and it usually will trigger something of what we envisioned when Aries was in the new moon cycle, or I should say the new moon was in Aries. And that's why we want to look back. So that's why it's so important of what you envision on these new moons, because you have then the opportunity to see what's going to come to fruition. And now what you envision on these new moons is what you want to happen in February, because that's when the full moon is going to come to fruition, what we're working on now.
So really having a clear, concise vision of who we desire ourselves to be in the outward perception of the world and what we want to show up to do and be is of great importance, most likely for everyone at this time during this next supermoon, correct?
Absolutely. And where we get hit with Uranus, we're being told this is the area that you need to fix. This is what you're not working on, and the energies are going to come in and say, took a look here. So when those things happen out of the blue and Uranus is hitting you, that's because we haven't fixed it ourselves, and the universe is saying, let's get going. You need to get on the right path here.
So sometimes it may create an autocorrect, correct? An autocorrect, comma, correct, right? Oh my, that sounds a little intimidating. I don't know.
Well, I bet we could all think of times that something happened to us totally out of the blue and caused our whole life to change. But in retrospect, years later, we realized that it did get us to a better place eventually. But I'm not saying it's fun when it's happening.
I know. And when I look back and not knowing where the planets were during the time that made me choose this path or created the catalyst for change, it was in October of 2004 on Christopher Columbus Day. I never forget. And I fell, and that's what was the catalyst. So it'd be pretty interesting to go back and look and see where Uranus was during that time for me in my life and what I wasn't making a change in. It decided, well, we'll just knock her right upside her head and throw her on the ground and hogtail her and tie her up and take her to what's the better, right? So it's kind of crazy.
All right. I'm looking it up, Sarah. What 2004, what month?
October. It was the Christopher Columbus Day, so it should have been around October 10th, 11th, whatever it was that year. All right. This is like a full disclosure live.
Uranus, I don't have your chart, but we were all experiencing Uranus was in retrograde. And interestingly enough, it's retrograde in Pisces, which is one of the most spiritual signs. It's the passage to the other side. So that's kind of interesting. We'll have to take a look and see where in your chart it hit, but there it is.
There it is. Yes, indeed. Well, you see, this is why.
And we're all luckier for it. Well, we're all going to thank Uranus for doing that then, because we're all reaping the benefits of that shakeup for you.
I know. They're like, thank God you knocked her on her butt and threw her to the ground. But, and then had my come to Jesus moment that said, I don't think I belong in corporate America anymore. And where are my ruby red slippers? That was kind of the moment I was having. But this is all the more reason why, everyone, that you need to book a session with Stacey Holler. You need to understand why you are where you are and what this birth year has for you and how do you navigate some of these retrogrades and change and shift accordingly so that 2024 can be a better year. If you'd like to learn more about Stacey and her work, you can go to destinyinthestars.com, and there you can book your personal session, and she can answer some of those very same questions that I just asked. And also you can understand what's really going on in your birth year and find out what this trip around the sun has in store for you, not so that you can really change much because you have choice in the journey, but some things just have to happen. And to know what's coming down the path, you can be like, oh yes, Stacey told me about this. All right, I'm going to go through this little bump, but I know on the other side is the recognition I want or the career change or the new love. And so I'm clearing old energy, and she's going to basically break it down for you so you understand what is contributing to some of the hiccups you have, and then what are the planets doing to support you in your journey for whatever you desire in this life experience. And Unfortunately, she'll tell you what some of your lessons are, too. And, we've all got to pull some of those and navigate them. We've all got them. Stacy, thank you so much for joining us for our monthly report. Again, everyone, you can find more information on Stacy Holler at destinyinthestars.com. As always, Stacy, it's a pleasure to have you. And now look at 2004. I'm like, well, thanks for that here. So now I know how I got here. So if you have a journey you want to go on, since Uranus is retrograde, let it kick you in the butt and knock you down, because look where you can end up. You too can shift your life and change and live the life of your dreams. Thank you so much, Stacy, for being here with us.
Oh, thank you, Sarah. Thank you so much. Take care.
Bye for now. Bye. 866-972-7247. Again, visit Stacy Holler at destinyinthestars.com. And we're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors. And we're opening up phone lines. So if you'd like to talk to me tonight, I would love to talk to you. 866-972-7247. I look forward to making the connection. Stay with us, everyone. We're going to be right back.
I know you, have we met before? I've been standing in the room.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
You are listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual, at 866-9-SARAHS. That's toll free, 866-972-7247. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
Every soul has its story. What's your story? We're checking into your soul and answering your questions all across the nation at 866-972-7247. We've got some people who've been on hold for a bit. We're going to get to them. And we've opened up a couple of phone lines. So if you'd like to talk to me, please visit us at 866-972-7247. Get in the queue before the show ends tonight. I'd love to talk to you. And I do want to pull a question from my friends in Facebook. And I had a question come in on Facebook. I hope she did put it in the feed. But I've got to take a look and see. Let's see what questions we have. I had someone who messaged me, and I hope she put that question in the feed as well. But let's pull up a question from our friends on Facebook and YouTube. Want to be sure that we get to as many of them as possible. So we'll just take a couple questions, and then we are going to go to Ohio as soon as we're done with our Facebook and our YouTube questions. So pull them up. Let's see what we got going on. We don't have a question to put up? Well, then I've got to get that question right off the feed here, because someone asked me this really great question. So let's see if we can pull that up for everybody, because I feel like it was a great question here. So let's take a look and see if we can pull this up. Let's see what we got going on here. Well, hopefully she's going to see. I can't pull it up fast enough for us, but let's see. It's in the comments section, and I asked her to put it in the feed. We'll let that. Oh, there we go. Ronnie Ray. There we go. They found it for me. I love hanging out with people who support me behind the scenes. Thank you, everyone who supports me behind the scenes. Good job. So, hi, Sarah. Should I stay with Sagittarius or Pisces partner, or neither? Girl, I like choices. And you got choices, but let's take a look here. So let's take a look at where you are right now. And first of all, your Sagittarius partner, that's a complicated person. And your Pisces person, well, they're a little bit more aligning and tuning into their inner mission and their flow. I really feel like there's a pushback from you and your Sagittarius, and I don't feel like things are really going the way you want. Not basing it on astrology, basing it on the journey of their soul. And I'm going to tell you, Sagittarius is going to go through a lot of changes this year, and things are going to get kind of a little rough for them. They're going through a revamp, a remake, a reshake-up. So the Pisces seems to have a different flow to them. But this is the question you may ask, Ronnie Ray. Can I trust them? Are they full of bananas? Are they being true? Are they being transparent? And I'm feeling a little shady. So here's the interesting part. Pisces is a better match, but I don't know if you're seeing the whole truth of the Pisces. So once you determine the authenticity there in the relationship with the Pisces, you may decide to walk on by. So neither is the answer from Spirit. So walk on by and keep it moving, honey. There's another option coming for you. They're both a little complicated in different ways. I think you're feeling that. Thank you for the question. Very intuitively guided question. You know the answer already. You're looking for the confirmation. It's a slam dunk. We're done. Keep it moving. All right, Ronnie Ray, thank you for that question. I'm glad we were able to find it on Facebook. I was like, ooh, that's an interesting question, and I definitely wanted to answer that. All right, from our Facebook friends, we are going to go to Ohio, and I've got Janelle on the line. Janelle, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well. Janelle, if you could speak up for me a little bit, and we'll try to turn it up on my end and see what we can hear here. I need to hear it a little bit better in my ears. Okay, go right ahead.
It's great to be with you tonight. It's
Thank
great
you.
to be with you tonight.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Now, it's
So, my
interesting.
question-
Before you
okay.
get to your question, if I may,
Yep.
the winds of change are upon you. What would you love to shift? How can we put you in better balance and alignment? What do we need to surrender and release to allow the divine to intervene for you? This is what I'm hearing. And that which you cannot control.
That's such a loaded question.
I know, but that which you cannot control in the physical, let it go, let it go. it is time for you to evaluate where you are, because between now and your birthday, you have an opportunity to put things in an order that is a better flow for you. And in this better flow for
I'm so
you,
happy.
that makes things easier for you, and there's nothing wrong with putting you first. It's okay. You are then going to have a much freer, creative, expressive time in 2024. I'm feeling like you're feeling squished or boxed in or limited in some way, and you're not really expressing yourself the way you desire. Does that make any sense to you, Janelle?
It does.
Okay. And what is the burning question for us?
Well, the burning question for me is I've been on a spiritual path. I mean, an awakening, if you will, the last few years, and I didn't really expect to take this route. But when I started studying my natal chart, I got into astrology at the same time as spirituality. So my question: I am a Pisces sun, a Pisces rising, a Cancer moon, and I'm really curious of if I'm on the right track, if I'm connecting with spirit. I'm very strong with intuition and empathy and compassion, but dream states always very, very expressive. I'm ruled by Neptune, so of course. But I just want to know. I've never spoke to anybody about it. I just want to know: am I on the right path? Is there something more I need to do? Because I've worked on my shadow side for a couple of years, and I'm a completely different person.
All right, take a breath.
I mean,
Take a breath.
I'm so happy.
Just breathe.
I
Just
know.
breathe, because I have voices, and my voices have voices, and I'm here and talking. So everybody's talking at me. So I got to give you what I hear already. So first things first, let's go back to what I said. We need to allow. So in the allowing, you've done what you've had to do. You've done work. And so now we need to let the work cement. We need to let it settle in. We need to let the seeds of our spiritual greatness begin to grow. And the things that we don't know or don't know how to do or don't know how they fit in our life yet, but we know that they're supposed to be a piece of our life, spiritually speaking, we have to surrender. This goes back to the first thing I said. They showed me a pyramid, right? We all look at the pyramids and go, how did they get built? We can barely build a bridge and a road. How did we build pyramids back in the day? So you're going to get built. And it's this process. And they're talking to me about some really important times for you. So I have to go back. And I'm going to go back to several dates and times. Some may resonate with you instantly. Some you may have to sit with. But they take me back to the first date they gave me is 2017. We're not going to talk about that yet. They took me back to 2020. We're not going to talk about that yet either. We're going to go back to 2011. 2011 shift and change. Were you going through a major shift and change then, please?
Yes, I sure was. Yeah.
Okay. That's why they want. That's what set you up for where you are now. Okay, that's equivalent to me getting knocked down in 2004 physically. This was the precipice of the opening of the door for you to your journey. Then they take me to 2020, and that was your rebirth. All right. And I know you've been stuck in the birth canal for a while, but your rebirth kind of really happened in 2020 because the shadow side really was being asked to be looked at. The wounds needed to be healed. But they also take me to 2027. No, 2017. I can talk, I swear. 2017. And this is a time for you that we were getting ready to recalibrate the energy and the soul, and you were starting to feel a pull like there's got to be more than what I'm doing. Does this make any sense to you?
It does.
Okay. Now, let me tell you where you catapult to. Are you doing the right things? You are. There's more personal healing to do. There's a bit of you still trapped. They take me to the age of 8 into 9. That part of you is still a little frozen in time. So there's healing to do there.
Yep.
There's work with Archangel Raphael for you to do as a healer yourself. There is the energy of Archangel Gabriel with you for your creative messages. Okay. There is the energy of one of your spirit guides who is here to help you be the sage, the teacher that you've come to be in this lifetime. So you are on
And do
path.
they have a name?
They do have a name. This one is referring to himself as Gerald.
Gerald. Okay.
And
thank you.
Taking me back to the late 1700s when he walked the earth.
Fantastic.
You also have an Indian
Great.
spirit guide with you. This is the Indian scout who would scout out to see where we go next. This is the Indian scout who's going to take you on travel. There's great opportunity for you to make some movement and travel in the months and years to come. Is there a desire to go about the world and be of assistance in some way, and, you know, be it about the country, the states, to do some travel, please?
Yes, there is.
Okay. Your scout will assist you with that. There is also the presence of
great.
Archangel Metatron. Archangel Metatron is here to help you purify and clarify the energy of the resistance that has been in your physical body for a very long time, that is causing some imbalance in the cells, and I'm feeling a lot of inflammation. Are we suffering from some inflammation in the body that is causing some physical pain, please?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, yes, and nobody can figure it out. It's like maddening.
It is maddening, and I'm not a doctor, cannot diagnose, but I do feel like there's some hint of some inflammation that may be linked to a auto something, but we don't want to name it. We'll just leave it out there. But it is a lot of congested energy that is blocking you from your blossoming and not allowing you to heal yourself. And it's part of the soul contract because there's a lot of guilt and shame that you're carrying with you, not so much from this lifetime, but from a past lifetime.
Thank you for telling me that, because I am a very, I'm an empath, so I pick up a lot of what everybody feels, and I have problems with boundaries sometimes, but I have these feelings, and I'm like, I know they're not mine. I know they're not anybody that's around me, so where are these feelings coming from? They're coming obviously from a past life.
Correct. It's not all.
So how do you heal that?
It's not all you picking it up on, as a sponge. So the way you heal that is several ways. One is really soul integration, where we go back and we rescue your little girl of this lifetime and other lifetimes. And it's really a powerful tool. It is taught to me by Theo, the 12 archangels, who are responsible for helping Esther Hicks channel Abraham. And Theo is transmitted through Sheila Gillette, who is the transmedium of Theo. So that's a work that we can do with you. Also, some past life regression can also be advantageous to you as well, but we can cover it in the soul integration. So it will come up that your little girl has been, or your little boy in a past life, was left to not be cared for and wasn't worthy of being cared for. I actually see you as an orphan in one of your past lives, literally sitting on a corner begging for food. This is what they flashed before me. So,
well, that's quite ironic. That's very ironic, because something very similar was in this lifetime. So that's very, very interesting.
Yeah. And so we have to heal that once and for all. You can learn more about soul integration on my website, Sarah Spiritual, and that will give you enough information so that you can decide if it resonates with you. But you are doing all the right things.
Absolutely.
This is an evolutionary time. I really feel that 2024 is going to let you kind of break free of some of the traditions of what you're supposed to be doing in this physical world and what you're meant to do, right? We're stepping into purpose. And when I step you into 2025, as we fast forward through 2024, 2025, I see a whole new ability to have a new tribe, a new community, and connecting with different people. And this is going to be your new spiritual tribe. And it's going to be refreshing,
awakening.
Is going to be
fantastic.
It is fantastic. And you are on your way to be who you've come to be. And you were born that way. It's just you weren't allowed to present yourself in the fashion that you needed to.
And that's exactly right. And I feel that. I've always felt that way. But I know my time is coming, and I know it's coming soon. It's just that I want it to get there now. But I know it's coming. So I know that's very, it makes me very happy. And this reading just really, it really made my evening. So I really appreciate it. It gave me a lot of a lot of, yeah, no, thank you. I just really appreciate you. That's amazing.
So
All
may
right.
I
Well,
ask
listen, I'll
you,
tell you.
Janelle, how did you hear about the show?
Yeah.
How did you hear about us?
You know what? Okay, so this is the this is the honest truth. I sat down in meditation, and I was going to try to get into my Akashic records, and then I kind of was scrolling on Facebook, listening for different spiritual messages or the prayers, the opening prayers, and then I got on Facebook, and then I found you. And I started listening for about 10 minutes, and I thought, you know what? Something's telling me I need to call in. So I called in, and they answered immediately, and I was like, oh yeah, no, this universe is telling me this is where I'm supposed to be. So if I had to stay on the phone until 10:30, I would have, because I was supposed to hear your message.
Well, beautiful. And thank you for following the prompting that Spirit gave you, because I know you were called to this moment. And be sure to follow the page. This way you know whenever I go live for any of my events or any of my radio shows. We're here every Wednesday night to be of service. Thank you so much for joining us this evening, and blessings on your journey.
The pleasure was mine.
Thank you.
Okay,
God bless
great.
you.
Thank you so much.
Bye
Bye-bye.
for now. Bye. 866-972-7247. And we've got to pull up another question. And we've got Dory. And Dory is in West Palm. Dory, how are you? Dory, are you there? Well, we might have lost Dory in the process. So we are going to just go over what we've got coming up at the center, because we are running short of time, and I want to be sure that we've got everything coming in. Please join us September 19th for what spiritual cards are right for you. This is a time for you to tune into your energy. September 19th, you can visit us online at sarahspiritual.com, and there you can find all the information for our classes. And we want to talk a little bit about our Spiritual Apprentice Program. This apprentice program was formed in 2013. It was given to me by my guides, my angels. I was sitting, and they essentially gave me messages that were to be channeled to all of you. And there began a journey of my students since 2013. So this is our 10th year of providing information of a higher level learning that is fit for everyone, regardless of where you are on the journey. So I have those who are taking part of the apprentice program who have been a part of it from the beginning. And you say, well, haven't they learned all they need to learn? And, well, that answer is no. Because you can hear it one way, and then when you hear it in a different version, you absorb it on a higher level of learning. And it's never the same. Even if I say it's how to manifest and shift your vibration, we always are getting different tips and tricks and aspects of the spiritual journey. So I welcome you to check out our Spiritual Apprentice Program, our apprentice program that is about our transcendence, our spiritual journey to transcendence, that is going to start on September 28th and take us to the first week in November. You can go to sarahspiritual.com and gather all the information. I work very closely with everyone who is a part of the program, and everyone who's been a part of this program, they have the opportunity to advance themselves spiritually and to create the life that they want. And many of them have gone on to do work similar to what I am doing, be it astrology, be it reflexology, be it having their own personal business, doing tarot readings, being an empath, being a healer, being a Reiki master. We have assisted so many people on the journey. We greatly appreciate all of you who spend time with us every Wednesday night. And as we begin to count up to our 700th show, we begin to make plans for what we want to do. And I want to hear from you. Please send your email to media@sarahspiritual and let me know what you'd love to see at our next event. There's so many ways we can go with our live radio show. We're thinking of taking the show on the road. And we don't just want to stay in Florida. We're thinking we're going to go out and about. But first, we're going to branch out in our South Florida area and move on from there. Now, many of you know back in the day, pre-2020, we were out and about. And so we're feeling that itch that we want to come to you. And I'd love to come to a city near you and do a live broadcast and connect with you and really make that journey of our souls and hearts connecting so we can all make a major transformation. 2024 is going to ask all of us to dig down deep and really tune in to who we've come to be and show up in our soul self, our authenticity, our truth, our light, and our love. And you have it all there for you. And if you're feeling stuck and stagnant, if you're kind of tripping yourself up, take a look at what needs to be healed and do some of the work. And let your dreams be your guide, and don't wonder how you're going to get there. And don't let the past define your future. It served as an opportunity for you to grow. Take the lesson, or take the L, as they say, and keep it moving. And take yourself moving in the direction of the new desire, the new outcome. And remember that if there's a dream in your heart, God put it there for a reason. If you could think it, if you could dream it, then it's in the universe already waiting for you. You just have to get out of your human self, your conditioned self, your self-sabotaging self, and step up and say, I am worthy. I am enough. I can do it. I've got the entire universe behind me, and I am the conquering power of God in motion. Therefore, I am that I am. We so appreciate your spending time with us, sharing space, and sharing the love here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube. Share the pages, share the like, share the love. As always, it's been an honor to be of service to you this Wednesday, and we look forward to having a connection with you next Wednesday from 6:30 to 9 p.m. right here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah on VCMG on the Oldie Station. But for this moment, we bid you farewell. Good night. God bless you. And I am Sarah Spiritual.
This has been Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. You can hear and speak with Sarah Spiritual every Wednesday from 6:30 to 9 p.m. Each week, Sarah Spiritual and Spirit answer your most important questions as you navigate through life. Listen and call in next week and let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit guide you. If you didn't have a chance to speak with Sarah Spiritual tonight, visit Sarah at sarahspiritual.com. You can message Sarah Spiritual at Facebook and follow her on Instagram. Tune in every Wednesday from 6:30 to 9 p.m. with more from Spiritually Speaking with Sarah.